At 5 to 5, next guest, Michael Martins, a former political specialist at the US Embassy. Michael, good afternoon. How are you, my friend?
Nice to see you, Jeremy. I'm doing very well. How are you?
Good, yeah. What do you make of all of this today? Are you a pro-Trump person, or are you angry on Kamala's behalf? What do you make?
I think I like the certainty. I think President Trump won. He has the executive. I think Republicans have taken the Senate. I think they'll probably end up taking the House of Reps. So I think there's going to be a solid American foreign policy in place. And we also kind of have an idea of what President Trump stands for. He's already done this before. And now, you know, he's going to come back in. He's got the experience. And he's going to put his stamp on American foreign policy again.
And it's really interesting. I've got a text I want to read you, and you touched upon it there. Sure. Jez, so pleased that America was not taken in by the empty vessel. She had no policies, no ideas, and was totally out of her depth. Trump has a backbone. He's done it before. He will do a far better job for his country. Would that be, do you think, what swayed so many, Michael? Because it's extraordinary from this side of the pond to be listening to the breakdown of who voted, Latinos, Hispanics, black young men, immigrants saying we don't want other immigrants coming in and taking advantage. The abortion issue wasn't as much. It was about economy, how much you got for your groceries, and it was about immigration. Did the Harris campaign get it wrong? Were the media lying and it was never close? What's your thought?
I guess my overarching thought is I don't get the sense that the Harris campaign had much to say. Like when I was watching it, I couldn't tell you now what her main policies were, aside from obviously like women's reproductive rights. Whereas President Trump, his campaign was pretty clear. It's like, we're going to win. We're going to do what we set out to do. And I think that resonated with voters way more. Like, I think a lot of voters, a lot of friends that I talked to back in D.C., you know, they've been saying that voters on the doorstep, they didn't really care that much about Harris's campaign platform. They were more worried about like the price of bread and milk at the grocery store going up by like 60% in some places. And that's absurd, right?
Absolutely, and I didn't fall for the celebrity endorsements, and I keep making the point today. I think in this country there's a lot of people in outlying areas who don't think their vote counts, but actually have concerns. Let's talk about this political comeback. You used to work at the US Embassy in London. Today, Just Stop Oil has targeted the US Embassy after Trump's victory, and yet who gives a toss about a few of those idiots? Because Wall Street's gone through the roof, and everybody's rather excited about this monumental political comeback.
Yeah, I think if I remember, like my time when I worked at the embassy under President Trump, you know, the U.S. stock market gained massive amounts. President Trump, when he first came into power, you know, he worked with Congress to pass tax cuts that really bolstered the American economy, sent the U.S. stock market to some of its highest levels. And I think like markets are responding to that. Like they're buying the Trump trade, and it's back. You know, if he has control of the executive and the legislative branches, I could see him pushing through a lot of like, you know, pro-business, pro-tax, but not pro-tax, but like pro-business policies that markets will like. Maybe Just Stop Oil won't.
Richard Tice, the deputy leader of our Reform Party, said, "You watch, in 2 years, the American economy will be booming, and the rest of the world will look." Do you see that happening, Michael?
I could see it. I think for some of President Trump's trade policies, tariffs, I don't necessarily think take away from inflation. But we saw it last time. He raised tariffs, and then he also cut taxes. It was kind of like pouring gasoline on an economic recovery, and it boomed. I could see them pushing for some of those things again when it comes to tax breaks and business incentives. You know, it's kind of different than the UK at the moment, where the UK government seems intent on raising taxes as much as it can. So.
Are you have you had a call from the Donald? Are you expecting a call? Are you heading back to the United States Embassy in London? What's happening with your life?
I mean, I haven't. As much fun as that would be, I feel like I'm probably lower on his list. Maybe tomorrow.
If he rings you tomorrow, call me back. That would be very impressive. But we really appreciate.
Yeah, I think I can just add, right? Like,
yeah, just phone me up. Jezza Trump's on the line. Very, very quickly. Are you pleased he's won? Yeah. Is it good for America?
I think yes. I think overall it'd be good for America. I think he's clear about what he wants, and I think this time, like, the wider world knows what to expect, and hopefully they both fall into line and support, because ultimately, like, he has a Democratic mandate, and he's going to do what he thinks is his best, and that's what voters have voted for. Well,
if I was Donald Trump, I'd be on the phone to you tomorrow. Michael Martins, former political specialist at the US Embassy in London. Thank you very much indeed.